Now, welcome everybody. It's time for your full house clean. Oh, yes, it's another day and it's time to get cleaning. Now, I did film this over the course of a couple of days because, wows, as I've been telling most of you for the last week or so, I have been mentally and physically exhausted. Like, I have had no energy. Yes, that's the definitive exhausted, Raquel. Yes, thank you for pointing that out. I don't know why I do that. If I do that, it's not to offend you and it's not to patronise you. It's because I'm me and I tend to do strange things like that. So, anyway, it is after a nice long day at work. It's very, very warm and I'm going to get some housework done because why not? Needs doing and I'm here. So, let's get cracking. We've got the bins to empty. I'm not changing the bed linen today. I'm just not. It's not my day for doing it. Normally, I tend to do it on a Friday because then, you've got the weekend to enjoy your nice clean bed linen, and well, it's just nice, isn't it? No one wants to get into a nice, clean, freshly made bed and then have their alarm go off at 6 a.m. to tell them it's time to get up and get out of that beautiful, nice, clean made bed and go to work. Nobody wants that. So I do it on Friday. And then I can loll in my nice clean bed Saturday morning and get absolutely nothing done but enjoy the smell of the sheets and feel the nice clean linen. So, yeah, I do it Fridays. So there's a very good chance you're never going to see me change my sheets, really. I do it. Well, you'll tell when really the bed linen changes in the next video. Sometimes I put the same bed linen back on, especially if it's nice and warm. I can get it washed and dried in the same day and back on the bed. Some days I switch it out for the leopard print, but it all depends on how lazy I'm feeling, really. If I'm in a lazy mood, I'll switch it out for the leopard print. If I'm not in a lazy mood, it gets washed, it gets dried, it gets put straight back on the bed the same day. I can be that efficient. Not very often can I be that efficient, but I can be that efficient. Yeah, just doesn't happen very often. Normally there is a pile of clean laundry on one of my sofas downstairs, which you're going to see later. That sits there for I don't know how long, until I can be bothered to iron it and put it away. I'm not very good at that either. But you know what? I think the world over, that seems to be a universal issue, doesn't it? You do the laundry and you either manage to get it through the washer and the dryer in one day, and that's as far as it gets. Or some people can only manage to get it in the washing machine and washed. And then it sits there for 3 days going over and over a cycle because it gets a bit musty in there. And then eventually it makes it through to the dryer, and then eventually it makes it through to being put away. So it just depends on what part of the wash cycle your attention wanders and your drive wanes, really. This is where my drive waned. I broke. I had little bursts of energy, but yeah, I proper broke. I sat there for could have been 20 minutes, could have been half hour, just staring out the window in a really comfy position. Now, if I have panic attacks, that's the position I get in. Normally, it's with the sofa, so I'll kneel on the floor and put my sort of chest, arms, and head onto the sofa, and I lay like that. And it just stops the panic attack. It just slows it down. If I'm feeling really sick, then that's the position I'll get into. But yeah, I broke. I froze like this for absolutely ages. So with the power of editing, we're going to skip through my freezing and we are going to get on with some housework. Yeah, see? That's the position I get in. So we're going to skip through and we're going to get on with some cleaning because otherwise it's just me sat here in that position staring for about 20 minutes. Oh, right. Now the reboot has been activated, rebooted, I don't know. But now I'm up, I'm active, I'm back at it. I'm going to do the bins on the other side of the bed now. This has been me for about the last week. All of a sudden I will just get this urge just to shut down and stop. Just to give it all up and do nothing. It's not very productive. It really isn't helping me. It's causing massive struggles at work because obviously I've got 3 vans to do in like 6 hours. That's 2 hours to do each van. Plus I've got to have time to get to each van, and then I've got to have time to go and get anything that van needs, like spare linen or replacement inventory, things like that. So it works out about an hour and a half each van. Now, if I keep breaking like this, it means I have to really push myself a lot harder to catch up for the broken times. It can't keep happening. Thankfully, like I say, it's wearing off now. I don't know quite what happened or why. But yeah, I can't be having this happen too often because it's causing some serious strain at work. I'm pretty much okay at the gym, although getting to the gym's hard. Like, I'm finding myself waking up in the morning going, oh, do I really have to go? Do I really have to get out of bed now? And then I'm like, yes, because this is what we do now. Get up. And I do. And then I get to the gym and I'm like, I don't want to do that exercise. Do I have to do that exercise? Yes, because this is what we do now. And I just get up and do it. But sometimes, like a little while ago you saw, the urge becomes that overwhelming. It just takes over and I just do it. It's weird. It doesn't just happen suddenly. It's not like my body goes, nope, we're shutting down, and I have no warning or choice in the matter. I start to feel I get this, I can't do this anymore. I just can't do it. I can't do this anymore. And I keep going for a little bit longer, and then my body goes, seriously? No, you can't do it. And I feel like I'm sort of starting to shut down a little bit. And that's when I can get myself safe. I normally get into sort of like a comfortable position and I just need to rest for a few minutes. I just need to stop. So it's not happening suddenly. So I'm not a danger to myself or anyone else, thankfully. But yeah, it's the weirdest thing. I just need to stop. I just need a minute or sometimes 20. Yeah, it's really quite freaky. But like I say, the last few weeks, I mean, most of my life I've been the responsible one for everything. I've always been the one that's done everything and tended to everything and made sure everyone was happy and okay and safe and had everything they needed. And no one's ever really done that for me. Yes, people have done that for me. Of course they've done that for me. But on a regular basis, it's never been something someone has done for me. And a lot of the time, most of the time, 99.9% of the time, I can cope with that. I'm all good with that. Just sometimes it gets a bit too much, especially when there's extra stressors, which there have been these last couple of weeks. There goes the staring again. I'm like, nope. Brain switched off and shut down. And we're back. Yeah, there have been some really big stresses and strains these past couple of weeks. So I think it's only normal that at the moment I just need someone else to take over for a bit. Now, before, a lot of the time I would have expected someone just to take over. It's like, look, you must know I'm tired. The amount I'm doing, the amount I'm coping with, you've got to understand that this is exhausting, surely. Why haven't you taken over it? You know, do you need it spelling out to you? Well, yeah. Because, like I say, 99% of the time, I can cope with all this stuff. People just assume I can cope. And then, when I can't, they don't know I can't unless I tell them. Because I've always coped before. So I'm making sure now that I am letting people know I can't cope. Nice escape wax melts there. You're getting the theme? I need to get away from it. So, wax melts there, escape, mandarin, lemon, and I want to say ginger, but I can't remember. Hang on, let me go and check. Pink grapefruit. About as far away from ginger as you can get. So here they are again. Escape in my nice little wax melt. Now, we've set the mood light in, so it's all nice and relaxing. And it's off to clean the rest of the house. At least I know I've got a nice, relaxing bedroom waiting for me when the day is finished. And it's giving me a nice little bit of energy to keep going, at least for now. Now, cleaning the bathroom is kind of one of my favourite jobs, and it's also one of my least favourite jobs. Because in this bathroom, as you know, it needs updating, it needs an overhaul, it needs redecoration. Now, they're coming at some point within the next year or so to fit a new bathroom and kitchen, although I swear every time they tell us it gets a little bit later. It was 2005 to 2006. Now I think it's 2006 to 2007. Not entirely sure what they're playing at, but I can't see the point in refitting a new bathroom to find out within 6 months they're going to be replacing it for us. So it's not getting done yet. We're just going to put up with what is and the way it is until they come and replace the bathroom for us. So it is going to stay exactly as it is, tatty and battered and just not very nice until they replace it. Because it's functional, it works. So why would I bother changing anything? But that makes it my least favourite room to clean, or one of my least favourite rooms to clean, because no matter how much I clean this room, it's still dirty. There's mould everywhere. The grout doesn't fit properly in the tiles. The windowsill needs sanding back and repainting. The blinds need replacing. The curtains need resorting. It's just a bit of a disaster zone in here. So, yeah, I like cleaning the bathroom because it smells nice. And the bath looks clean. And the sink looks clean. And the toilet looks clean. But then your eyes move up from there and you realise actually it's not as clean as you thought. I always thought that if I tiled my bathroom that I'd be able to spray them down, wipe them down, rinse them off and they'd look pristine and clean all the time. Turns out when you tile yourself and you've no idea how to do that, they end up wibbly wobbly all over the place. You can't get a good clean on them because there's so much grout sticking out from all over the place that it grabs onto the fluff from your cloth or your sponge and it ends up turning bits of your grout green because obviously it's attached bits of your cloth to it. And it just looks awful, so you give up. And then all the sealant around the bath's gone. And no matter how much we seal the bath, it keeps going. The guy said that one of the supports underneath the bath had obviously broke. But I've had a look, and I can't see what he's talking about, so I don't know if that's true. But if you do stand in the middle of the bath, it's very bendy and spongy, and it feels like you're going to fall through. So I'm pretty sure something's gone that shouldn't have gone, because you shouldn't stand in the middle of your bath and feel like you're going to fall through. That just shouldn't really happen now, should it? So yeah, the ceiling keeps going no matter how often we replace it. So we've just given up replacing it. What is the point of replacing it? And the same with the floor, really. Like, the laminate flooring has gone, or the lino flooring. It's not laminate flooring, I don't think. No, it's not. I don't know what my own flooring's called. Anyway, the lino's gone as well. The lino has holes in it from where the old pipes were. It's got mouldy underneath. It is in desperate need of ripping out and replacing. But again, what's the point? If I rip it out, replace it and pay to do all that, they come out in 6 months' time and go, okay, we're switching your bathroom around now. And I've spent all that money and now I've got to reinvest all that money because everything's moved. Everything's changed around. I mean, what if they give us a whole new toilet system and the cistern doesn't sit where it does anymore, the pan's bigger and everything's a different shape or size? If they take the bath out and decide to put in a wet room or a shower cubicle, then I've got to buy all new lino. I've got to buy all the new wall stuff to fit the gaps. I'm not willing to spend that much money on a year's worth of decoration. I want it to last at least 2 years or so. Now, it could be 2 years before they come out, but you know my luck. You know how this works. I redecorate, people come to trash it. That's just how this rock and rolls, really, isn't it? Did Alyssa's room, they came and trashed it. We are still doing the hallway. We've had some delays on that. I ordered carpet and the carpet that came out is wrong, so we've got to send that back. So there is a delay on that video going out. But once that video goes out, I can assure you the people are coming to probably fit solar panels. And then they'll trash my hallway and I'll have to cry or be very cross at somebody. This room has become just a dumping ground for all things DIY at the minute. There's paint tins, there's carpet samples, there's paint samples, pictures, tools. Literally, you name it, it's been dumped on this dining table. It really, really has. Although, it's getting used now. Now, quite often me and Della will have our lunch out here. And Craig is actually eating his dinner out here, which is fantastic. It's actually getting used because I am now not allowing food upstairs. Now, if you're taking food upstairs in a wrapper like a crisp packet or chocolate bar or, something in its own little container, then that is fine. However, if you need cutlery, crockery to eat your food, it's not being eaten upstairs, you can eat it downstairs. Because I'm sorry, I am not having anyone trip up my stairs and get them dirty. The Alyssa and Jaden, yes, the one and only Alyssa and Jaden, they wanted to dye their hair the other day, and I was like, absolutely not, I can't let you do that. You will not be going upstairs to dye your hair. Walking up and down the stairs with black hair dye on, no, can't let that happen. No, you can do it down here. So they actually went out in the garden and dyed their hair in the garden and then washed their hair. And once it was running clear, they went back upstairs. But yeah, I am very protective of my stairway. Very protective of my stairway. Because I'm sorry, I'm not having it ruined. And when you see what we've done on the stairs, you'll understand why I'm very protective of it. Because, wow. The transformation is unlike anything I've done before. I mean, I've had rooms made pretty, but then they were just like, cool, that's the decorating's done, move on. We don't need to change any of our habits or the way we are because, decorating's done now. It's fine. No. In the hallway, there's a big sign on the front door, no shoes. You're not allowed shoes on upstairs. Absolutely not, no way. You're not allowed food upstairs unless, like I say, it's in a packet. I'm very nervy of drinks even going upstairs in cups. Now, thankfully, Craig uses like a juice bottle. He's got like a big water bowl. So he uses that. Alyssa she mainly takes bottles of drink upstairs rather than cups of drink. Me and Del do take cups of tea and coffee upstairs, but we're very, 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 very careful. And I've also actually tested the carpet to see how stain resistant it is. Now, if you want to see that video, it will be up very, very soon. Probably after this, well, it will be after this video. I can guarantee it'll be after this video. And I'm going to go with it will almost certainly be after the stairway video. Might be before, who knows. But you will see that video on how stain resistant that carpet is. It's, yeah, I'm not going to ruin it for you. It could be really bad. It could be really, really good. You're just going to have to watch the video and find out. But, yeah, we got a sample swatch of the carpets we wanted and tested it to see, like I say, how stain resistant it is. Because at the end of the day, spills happen. They're going to happen. And it's not something I can get majorly upset about. As long as people aren't being stupid and annoying and irritating, then it's not something I can get majorly annoyed about. But actually, I might try my stain resistant carpet with hair dye. See how it works on my little carpet swatch. But you know, why not? It's fun. I want to see what won't come out of it and what will come out of it, because then I know what I can and can't allow upstairs. But like I say, this hallway transformation, it is a transformation, and I'm so proud of it, and I'm so pleased with it that I'm not going to be allowing anybody to ruin it. It's just not happening. Now, I don't know why this video clip's been put in here, because as you've seen, I've already shut the curtains, I've already put the lights on, but clearly we're going to go back in time for a minute and just prove to you all that I do actually hoover my house. Also, we're going to go back in time here as well, because I did this before I did the rest of it. I don't know. Anyway, like I say, it's just evidence that I do hoover my home. I promise. I did hoover the hallway too, but until that's done, you're not seeing it. And you see there is evidence that we do no longer wear our shoes upstairs. We do sometimes still wear them around the rest of the house, but we don't. Most of the time now we're in the habit of coming home, kicking our shoes off there, and bada bing, bada boom, we're all done for the day. So, curtains drawn down here. Now, why am I drawing the curtains? I've got nice views. It's still daylight outside. Why am I shutting the curtains? Because A, makes it easier to give them a quick fabric refresh with the spray. But B, it's getting into the evening now, and I just want some dim lighting, some calm, quiet noise, and just I want to relax. And having the bright, harsh light and seeing the people going past and seeing like the neighbours doing whatever it is they're doing in their gardens or walking past the house or whatever, it's just a lot of stimulation. So if I shut the curtains, it makes it kind of dim down the lights. I can't see as much going on outside, and it's just nice. I got my little diffuser thing going there. I love it. It's so pretty. Used to have a little glass dome around it until Woody went crazy and knocked it downstairs, and now it doesn't have that anymore. Now, cleaning Alyssa's room only took me 7 minutes, just over 7 minutes, not much over 7 minutes, and the extra over 7 minutes probably only happened because I was dithering about. I checked this bag to see if it was all rubbish or if she needed anything in there or whatever. I'm pretty sure the dithering is what took me longer than 7 minutes. Plus, it's another day, and I tell you, the heat's back today in the UK. It's very warm, hence why I'm in shorts. Check if that's actually leaking. That's Gherkin's pickles. She seems to like pickles. She often has a jar of pickles in her room. Now, her room does still look awfully untidy, unclean, but it's just disorganised. Like, it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. There is a bit of untidy mess, and I've said to her I don't mind cleaning untidy mess. That's fine by me. I won't clean filth, and this is just untidy mess. But it looks very disorganised. It looks very chaotic, and it's not aesthetically pleasing, you know? So, like, the thing I'm putting all these empty bottles and things on, that unit, it's functional for her. So it's not there to look aesthetically pleasing and pretty for her. It's there for her to dump stuff on, or put stuff on, I should say, like her makeup brushes or whatever. It's not there to be aesthetically pleasing. So it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. The little basket I've got on the end of a unit there, that, again, is not there to look aesthetically pleasing. It's there to be practical. What I need to get is some practical / aesthetically pleasing stuff, so it looks nice in her room. And I think that might help in the process of keeping it clean and tidy, because if you're coming in and seeing all that visual noise, it sort of slows down the process of keeping things clean and tidy. But she has been doing very well keeping it clean. Just like I say, there's a lot of visual noise in her room. Now, people have been asking why we don't stack the units and stuff like that. Firstly, they're not realistically strong enough to stack. They're cheap, flat pack furniture, and you can't really stack it. Second of all, she's got 3 like small drawer units and a wardrobe. Now, I could stack 2, but it would just make it so uneven with all the different height levels that it would add to the visual noise, and it'd just be very unpractical. She doesn't really need a lot of floor space. When she was a kid, she wanted a lot of floor space so she could do like cartwheels and handstands and things in her room. Now she doesn't need so much floor space. We can have the things down, but yeah, it does mean there's less floor space that gets cluttered quickly. So yes, stacking the units isn't really going to be something we can do. I also can't in reality stack the small drawer units on top of her wardrobe, because then she wouldn't be able to reach them, and that would just cause massive problems. So that's not an option either. There are some options we're working through with her room, but at the moment this is the most practical solution to her bedroom that we can come up with. So that's why it's being left as it is. Stacking things just isn't really a massive option at the moment. Mounting her TV is something we could feasibly do, mounting it onto the wall. But even if I mount her TV onto the wall, she's still got her Xbox, which needs to sit on a shelf somewhere, which means I'd either have to put another shelf up underneath the telly, so once the telly's wall mounted, or it has to stay on top of a unit. The cat gym that's on top of her wardrobe, again, only real practical place for it. That if we stack these 2 units, firstly, every time she opens a drawer, they're going to wobble and fall. But she could put the cat unit then onto the floor. But if she puts the cat unit on the floor, we may as well just leave the 2 drawers down, because it's going to take up the same amount of floor space, if not more. Because obviously you've got the floor print of one of the units and then the cat unit next to it. Whereas at the moment, the 2 units together are, I think, smaller than the cat unit. But either way, if she puts the cat gym on the floor, what's the point of moving these up? Plus, at the moment, the cat's still missing, so she's not really using the cat gym, so it can stay up on her wardrobe out the flipping way. It works. What I need to do is get her a bigger wardrobe so she can have more of her clothes in her wardrobe. That saves the underbed storage for other things, which means we can get rid of one, if not both of these units, because she can use her underbed storage for the stuff that's in these units. I can then get her one singular chest of drawers that's larger, and she can put all her socks and things in that one chest of drawer unit, including her makeup brushes and things like that, perhaps in the bottom drawer. However, if I do that, she's not going to go for her makeup brushes because they're impractical and out of the way. So we have to figure out a very specific way of making Alyssa's room practical for her, because if it's not practical for her, she won't use it properly, and then it's just pointless doing it, really, isn't it? Because if I don't make it practical for her to put her things away straight after herself, she won't do it. She's very much like me. If it's not quick and easy to put stuff away, I'm not putting away. I'm just not. So I need to make it quick and practicable for her to put her stuff away. And having a chest of drawers, like a big one here with her makeup brushes and stuff in it, it just isn't going to work. And there's no room to put a dressing unit at the end of her bed or anything like that, because there's just no room in her room. It's tiny. Now, Craig's room is also tiny, yes, but Craig only has a single bed. We'd have a similar problem in here if Craig decided he wanted a double bed. Most of Alyssa's problem is the fact that she has the double bed in what is actually a box room. I believe that when this house was originally built, it was a 2 up, 2 down. So these were 2 very good sized rooms and would have fit double bed absolutely no problem. Unfortunately, now that big room has been turned into 2 single rooms and has been this way for a long while. So we've got one big bedroom, which is our room, and the 2 box rooms, obviously the kids' rooms. And yeah, they're just not designed to take modern furniture or double beds. They were designed for a small little chest of drawers because that's all people had back when these houses were converted into like 3-bedroom houses. So it really is a case of mend and make do. Alyssa wanted a double bed, so now she's running out of room for the rest of her stuff. But we'll figure it. We'll get there. We will find a way that works, and then I bet you she'll move out. I mean, kids grow up and move out all the time, but I bet just as soon as we figure out her room, she'll be like, right, I'm done. Bye. And she'll move out, and then I'll have a really nice, pretty room that will just be empty, which will be sad, but, it happens. Our kids grow up and move out. Even Craig's growing up. He had his first driving lesson the other day. So even he is getting older and learning to do more and becoming more independent. He should soon have his first job, which will be very nice for him. And then he can earn some money and he can start buying stuff for himself. And that takes a bit of pressure off of mummy, because then he's not constantly at me, can I have this for the bus and can I have that for my lunch and whatever. So yeah, it'll be quite nice. But that is the biggest problem with Alyssa's room, that double bed. Now, people have said, what about one of those beds that you lift up with the underbed storage? We considered that, very much we considered that. Again, though, it's the practicality of having that bed. Will she lift it up to get the stuff out, and will she lift it up to put it away? No, she won't. I know I wouldn't, so I know she won't. Is it laziness? Yeah, kind of. But at the end of the day, I want to make this house practical for us, the people that live in it. And I know what we will and what we won't do, what is and isn't practical. And if I can make it practical for us, then it's so much easier for us to just put the stuff away. And then we can just sort of carry on with our lives. If we have that bed for her, she won't find it practical, she won't put it away, and then what is the point of having it? I'll go into her room once a week and have to tidy everything up, put it all under her bed, and within 10 minutes she'll be back in her room getting it all out again because she needs it. So some of the stuff needs to stay out for her to practically use. It's pointless having underbed storage if it's not practical. So yeah, we're working on it. We are working on it. We have got a few plans in the old pipeline to try and get this sorted for her. But it's going to be next year now. We've decided the projects are going to stop for the rest of this year so we can back up a bit of funds and we can make some plans, because I don't want what happened with the hallway to happen again. I want to be able to get all the stuff, then do the work. Get all the stuff, then do the work. Also, we've got Christmas coming up. We're halfway through the year already. And I know Christmas is going to be knocking on the door before we even know it. We've got birthdays coming up. They start in October and run all the way through until April of next year. So it's going to be a busy 6 months, the back end of the year. So yeah, we're stopping projects after the hallway one. But we will be restarting projects in the new year and hopefully get the rest of the house done in the new year. So yeah, hopefully by then we'll have a plan for Alyssa's house, Alyssa's room. Oh, that was very Freudian. Wonder if she's going to be moving out, getting her own home. I love Craig's room. Doesn't it look neat and tidy? All right, let's move downstairs now. This is actually my day off, the day off I should be doing everything on. But like I say, I'm too tired to get it all done in one day. So I moved this clean over 2 days, which, yeah, why not? My house, I can. Most people do a little bit at a time anyway. So I've started putting away all these bits and realised the dog only had like a few kibbles left in this bag. He's got a new bag in the cupboard. But I then proceeded to walk around with the empty bag in my hand for like 10-20 minutes before I realised I should have just taken it straight to the bin. So I've done that now. But these are things that happen to me, weird things that happen to me. Like, I emptied that. I knew it was empty. Why didn't I not just take it straight to the bin and dispose of it? No. Much easier to occupy a hand and just wander around with an empty bag pointlessly in my hand for 20 minutes. There was a bit of dog food on the side. Craig, he feeds the dog 4 o'clock every day. He emptied the tin out into the dog's bowl and then put the spoon down on the side. So there was dog food welded to the side. I didn't realise it was there. So I've soaked it with a bit of polish and I'll scrub it off in a little while. It came off really easy. I didn't show you me going back to scrub it off because, well, why would I? But I did. I went back and I scrubbed it off. It came off, no problem. I think I need to move the dog food maybe into the kitchen once the kitchen's redone, and then he can feed the dog in the kitchen and it might make less of a mess. Does anyone else have this problem with coat hangers? They're like Christmas tree lights. They literally, you put them all neat in one place and then you go to get one and it holds on to all the rest. No! Let me stay with my friends. And they hold on to everything. No matter what you do, how neat you put them, they hold on to everything. Coat hangers drive me wild. I am thinking on switching them all out from plastic to wooden ones because we have specific ones for jumpers, specific ones for tops. The thinner ones are for like just t-shirts and thin tops. The bigger ones are for like my tops, and the thick coat hangers are for jumpers and things like that. And they keep getting broke because they're plastic, and people keep putting them on the wrong hanger. That shirt just threw itself across the room. More ghostly phenomenon. No, it's because I've got all the windows open. But yeah, people keep putting them on the wrong hangers, so the plastic ones are snapping. I'm thinking if I get all wood ones, it might stop them all breaking, and then we can just have the same hangers throughout everywhere. I'm also thinking I might just label Craig's and Alyssa's. I'm starting to label all their clothes. I do have a coloured pen for all the clothes, although for some reason the black pen has disappeared. I don't know where it's gone, and I don't know which one of us has the black, which one of us has the blue. I've only just started to remember Alyssa is red, Craig is green. But yeah, I don't know whether me or Dale had the blue or whether me and Dale or Dale had the black. So I can normally tell the difference between mine and Dale's clothes though, so that's not a big problem. But it's telling the difference between Dale's and like Craig's or Dale's and Alyssa's. So I'm hoping that as long as the kids' clothes are colour coordinated, we wouldn't have a problem. And it does make it easier, like if I'm not here to do the laundry, Dale can hopefully put it away because he can just check the colour tags and everything and hopefully put it in the right rooms. Although He does what, most parents would do. He folds it, he puts it in a pile, and he puts it either in our room and lets the kids know it's there, or he'll put it in the kids' room and tell the kids to put it away. It's reasonable, right? Yeah. Craig will put stuff away. Alyssa doesn't. Alyssa will just leave it in her room. You have to put it away for Alyssa. Otherwise, like I say, it just gets strewn everywhere. And you don't know the difference between clean and dirty clothes. So it's just so much easier just to put it away for her. Maybe when her room's a bit more organised and a bit easier for her to deal with, maybe she'll do it for herself. Because at the moment, it's just, like I say, it's not practical for her. And I'm just like her. I know what she's doing and why she's doing it. It's not practical for her to do these things. So why, it doesn't, you just don't do it, I know why she's doing it. And it's not really a lazy thing. It's like an extra step you've got to add to do stuff, I mean, if you were honest, right, if your bins, like you had no bins in the house, and your bins were right at the bottom of your garden, how often would you take rubbish out? Are you telling me you'd sit on the sofa and you'd have a bag of crisps or, a little meal deal lunch, and you'd get up off your sofa and you'd walk all the way down to the bottom of your garden, throw your rubbish in the bin, you'd come back in. A little while later you think, I want a cup of tea. You make yourself a cup of tea, but now you've got to walk the tea bag all the way down to the bottom of your garden and put the tea bag in your bin and then come all the way back and sit down. No one's doing that, are they? Because it's impractical. And it takes way too much energy for each of those steps. It's kind of the same thing. So because to put Alyssa's clothes away, she's got to go into wardrobe, into her chest of drawers, drag the boxes out from under her bed, which aren't practical. The boxes are too big and the gaps down the side of her bed are too small. So it's not easy for her to do. So every time I do wash in and put it away, or give it to her to put away, there's so many extra steps she's got to do to put the laundry away. Whereas if she could just hang up her hanging clothes and throw her folded clothes in a drawer unit, she'd probably be more inclined to do it. I know I would. I know I would. And if we're all being honest with ourselves, the less steps there are between you and the end goal, the more likely you are to achieve your end goal. Am I not wrong? Tell me I'm wrong in the comments. I don't think I'm wrong. You could tell me you're wrong. I won't believe you. Anyway, that's the laundry sorted. I've got loads more to wash and dry. So I'm going to wash and dry. I will come back and iron that at some point, and I will catch you all in the next video. I'm sorry it's been a really short one. Hopefully next one will be longer. Bye for now.